Look at this. Wow, look at that shot. Let's get started. So first off, if you don't know, or if you've been under a rock for the last 10 hours, Beirut had a massive, and I'm talking massive, boom boom, and that's probably what I'll call it for the rest of the show. Who knows? We're going to show you that. We're going to also talk about T-Man just literally seconds ago confirmed it was exactly what I said it was, which was an attack. Now, I talked to a military source about 3 hours ago, and then I talked to another family member with military. They are on standby, and I'm speaking personally from their point of view. So they are literally on standby as of this morning since that event happened there. Not only that, somebody 2 days ago that we have that is close to us that is in the military was called to Washington, D.C. as an emergency, kind of got picked up in the middle of the night and flown to Washington, D.C. This is right before this happened. So we've got some big things happening here. Beirut, we're going to show you videos of that. It literally looks like a mushroom cloud, which people are saying, I already saw in chat, somebody says, well, wouldn't there be radiation if it was nuclear? No, not necessarily. If it was a tactical, then that is not necessarily the case, or it might come out that it's that. What the official narrative is, and we'll show you the official story, and we'll give you exactly what MSM says it is. We're even going to back up everything. Just so you know, again, my name is Adam, a.k.a. Marf. This is Marfoogle News. We actually take the time before every single show to back up everything we say, every tweet, every video we actually put on our website. Again, that's marfooglenews.com, and you'll see that it's actually organized by thumbnail. You'll be able to go to this one and see all of our sources. So if we have information that is anything we say here, we're going to back up unless it is specifically said that it is an outside source. Again, all of the tweets, everything we're going to show you here today is there. So you can follow along. You can read the articles. If we just hit the headline and you say, hey, I want to know the full story, you can go to marfooglenews.com and you can see the full story. Again, this is something that takes us a long time before each show. That's where Dex comes in. Dex is our tech guy. He is our screener. He's my co-host, and he's my best friend. Dex, are you there, and can we do a sound check?
Hello, Adam. I am here, and hello, Foogle fam.
So me and you were listening. Literally, this is something I was tweeting about hours ago. My sources said that this was an attack. Somebody said, oh, well, isn't there radiation? One thing that my source said is that he believed it to be that there is a new technology, one that is not unclassified yet, that is not due, that is not, I guess it could be considered a due or directed energy. But this is more of a microwave that can heat things up to hundreds of thousands of degrees in a matter of seconds, and it's from space, and it is not visible. You can't see the damn thing. And then me and Dex were actually going over this and thinking, what about the Chinese ship that caught fire for multiple days? Amphibious assault carrier, mind you. And then all of a sudden, our U.S. ship caught fire for multiple days. This is a metal ship that doesn't have a bunch of frilly curtains to catch fire. We're talking about no accelerants, didn't hit the gas tank, nothing really exploded. There was no missile. There was no nothing. Well, now we waited, and the president, for, sure as heck, just called this an attack on Lebanon's Beirut. Now, once you see the video, you're going to be like, whoa. If you haven't seen this yet, there's multiple. There's every different version, every different angle. And I'm going to go into what more of my sources say in just a few minutes here. So again, this was the question posed by Dex. It says, tactical nuke, large boom, or random explosion? What do you think? Now check this out. This is actually unlike a lot of the different things that we've actually seen here. So let's see. Boom. I'm going to play this one more time here. want to freeze frame it right there. That's the shock wave. Now, remember, they're calling this a fireworks warehouse that just caught fire, right? Or something happened and then boom.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Adam, there's two stories on the street. One is that it was a fireworks warehouse that was on fire, and then later the explosion happened. They were actually there trying to put the fire out. Others are saying that the term fireworks warehouse was cover for maybe a weapons cache for, somebody like Hez, I don't want to say the name. And that's the other scenario, is that's what it was that's what was on fire and exploding. But then this explosion we see here, as the president came out and said, he called it an attack. He also used the term boomer, as we would call it here on the show. And he said, based on his generals, that's the information he got.
Now, one thing, if you see, people have freeze framed all these different videos, and we're going to show you more here in a second. I'm going to read the actual official narratives here and let you know these are from Associated Press. And I'm not trying to go against what they're saying. I'm just trying to, I don't think that they know much yet. And I do believe that the president is going to go against what most of these say. So we'll see what happens here. I'm just telling you not only my opinion, but also what the people that I know that are high ranking are saying about this right now. Again, there are new things that we do not know about from space that are microwave like. That was the best way he could describe it. It's not a microwave. In fact, he mentioned high frequency, but it's something that is compartmentalized and very separated. But this can heat things up in a matter of seconds to something that is close to the sun's heat or something like this. So that, again, I don't know if that's confirmed what that was, but if it was a cache of ammunition or something like that, it heats it up. All of a sudden, that might be able to cause, a sudden, if everything ignited at once, maybe. But if you look at it, the more you look at it, of course, we're not demolition experts, right? So we're not nuclear scientists. But that, to me, is when you look at the multiple angles, and I'll show you, it's a mushroom cloud. Now, again, other things can cause a mushroom cloud that are non-nuclear. The Moab, or the mother of all booms, that can cause somewhat of a mushroom cloud. But this thing, you got to see the shot from the water. The guys out on the water, it sends a shockwave through the water. I mean, this is nuts. Again, what this means, if this is truly what they think it is, this looks like we are starting off some much bigger fireworks. And I mean that figuratively and literally. This could be a huge, huge story. Again, most of the things that happen, most of the altercations get kind of rolled back between the eye and eye. This one, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Again, it says massive Beirut blast kills at least 50, injures hundreds. It says a massive explosion rocked Beirut on Tuesday, flattening much of the port, damaging buildings across the capital, and sending a giant mushroom cloud into the sky. At least 50 people perished and 2,700 injured, with bodies buried in the rubble. So they actually, that's gone up to 73 at least. That was the last one I saw. Hours later, ambulances still carried away the wounded as Army helicopters helped battle fires raging at the port. The sudden devastation overwhelmed a country already struggling with both the CV pandemic and the economic crisis. Beirut hospitals quickly filled beyond capacity, pleading for blood supplies and generators to keep their lights on. Now, I do believe their hospitals are full right now. That is one thing I don't doubt. It says the cause of the blast, which sparked fires, overturned cars, and blew out windows and doors, was not immediately known. So this was as of then. It says Abbas Ibrahim, chief of Lebanese General Security, said it might have been caused by a highly explosive material that was confiscated from a ship some time ago and stored at the port. Local television channel LBC said the material was sodium nitrate. Now, a lot of people have been debating, because everybody's an expert on the internet and everybody's an expert on Twitter, that sodium nitrate is not flammable by itself, or this or that. I'm not gonna get into that. I personally believe that this is something like immediately right after it sent shockwaves, not only literally but figuratively, through the military that we know. People are getting called out. People are getting sent off right now. People are getting called up to the White House. I'm thinking something much bigger is going on. That's my opinion. You guys can have your own. Again, we can share it and we can talk about everybody's. This is, again, what we're noticing as a group and as a Foogle family. We're if you're new here, again, we just talk about the things. This isn't meant to scare anybody. Again, if you really get this stuff into your head and get prepared and things like this, if you are prepared personally and mentally for anything to happen, then this stuff isn't scary. This is more of like, hey, we need to know what's going on right now. This might be very big. And that's why I say, remember, some people are saying, hey, if something happens over there, you got 2 or 3 days before, Florida has something happen, and then this happens, and then that happens. So we got a lot of things to think about.
And Adam,
go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. This just came in. I saw it from a comment. I don't know who said it, but I pulled it up. And the U.S. Embassy in Beirut has told people to wear masks, and they've told them to do it because there's toxic gas as a result of the explosion.
And somebody said, shouldn't there be radiation? Again, to whoever that was, I didn't even see their name. I'm not downplaying, but we don't know if there was yet. In fact, also, if there was, do you think that they would necessarily report it if they were trying to walk it back or bring it back to the peace level? Because I think there's multiple players and multiple actors here that are going to be at play, and you never know if one government has two different sides and one side kind of took over for a minute, did something very bad, and then the other side is like, whoa, we got to walk this back. This is big. So again, here is another angle. Let's see here. This is okay. So this is the same one. Hold on. We got much more here. Oh, okay. Here we go. So check this out. This is crazy times we live in. Literally crazy times. Okay, so this is the one from the water, and I'm going to play the sound if we have one on this. Watch the shockwave. Boom. Boom. Is it not crazy that it through the water that you can see it right here? I'm going to go to the spot where you can see it coming. Is that not horrifyingly terrifying? Look at this. Watch. You can see the wave coming at right about here. It's like boom, boom. It's so fast. That's the sonic shockwave from it that is sending the literal waves through the water here. Another video from the sea, Lebanon. Watch this. Now, the way that did that cloud. That is what some of the experts that are in our group say is absolutely tactical. But again, we have no confirmation yet. And of course, it's freezing here. One other thing that's been happening since this morning, since this happened, people have been reporting that they've been having tons of issues with Twitter and sharing specifically this subject. What I thought was funny, too, is when you Google Beirut or anything like that, it shows a bunch of articles, and none of them show in their preview or in their articles the mushroom cloud. Some are talking about it, but again, when you think of the mass public, the people that don't watch the news, they didn't necessarily, they're going to brush right over this and not see that mushroom cloud, not see, mushroom clouds automatically put one image into our head, and that is nuke. But again, not saying it was or wasn't, but look at the aftermath. This one from the water again, too, if we can play this time without fail. Look at this. And the shockwaves. Boom. absolutely incredible. On this one, you can hear the sound on it.
What? 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 Bro!
Can you imagine being in that boat right there? Can you imagine being there and seeing that? I bet these people will probably have new life goals, to say the least. In fact, one thing I want to point out, Hawaii, the false missile alert. I actually said 2 or 3 years ago, I said, I bet people's lives are going to change after this. I said, I bet people will literally change the way they think. Jim Carrey just wrote a book, and he says that his entire life changed on that day because he thought he was going to die. His new book is basically the inspiration became from the day that he was in Hawaii and thinking that he was going to die. There is a lot of stuff that is going on all at once. I don't think that was a false missile alert, by the way. There's lots of things that get walked back. This might be one of them. Tell me that looks like a fireworks warehouse. Not gonna put that sound in your head. Look at this. I hope everyone was okay. I was in a Zoom call with a friend when this happened. Her apartment is shattered, but she's okay by luck. Look at that. And now it says it's not just fireworks. Could be the cover story. I'm going with ground nuke or dirty bomb. The delay of boom definitely could be telling. Again, that is partly why people. This looks nuclear. FFs, what is going on and why? These are all just random people. Again, there are so many people now that talk about FFs than ever before in history. There really is a change in information going on right now. It says Tracy's voting T-Man. Why is there cameras on this? It just so happened to be pointed that way? Yeah, okay. Well, one thing I would say to Tracy's voting T-Man, there actually is cameras all the time. People are... If you've ever been in a downtown metropolis area, there are always some dummies going like this. I've been one of them, literally pointing cameras. But it started
as a fire too, right?
Well, yes. So that's
so
what they say.
There was this big fire, and people were filming the fire because the fire was like, oh, what's all this big smoke? And that's what there was even the fire department was even deployed trying to put it out when this went on.
Look at this one.
I imagine they're probably injured or hurt or.
This,
I don't know what happened to him.
We have another shot, Dex. Look at this one. You can see the rubble in their house, how far they are. Instant rubble in their house. Absolutely stunning footage coming out of Beirut. Absolutely stunning. I mean, this just does not get any more crazy. Breaking Lebanese media claims the massive explosions in Beirut occurred in a fireworks warehouse. Fireworks can be seen in the video. Moments later, a secondary explosion caused most of the damage. So right about here should be where it goes. Boom. That person should not be on their... Look at this. So people are talking about these white flashes. Okay? This is what... yeah. Do you see? Okay. Do you see right there? There's actually some telling stuff here. You see how, if I can point, if you guys can see my my mouse here, look by this building. It's like it happens from underground. If it will go. Don't know why it's Twitter too. It's not mine. So let's watch it all the way through. Watch it carefully. I'm going to probably try to zoom in on this. I want you guys to look at the bottom of the warehouse. It looks like something from underneath just goes boom. It really is. Watch right here. There's lots of little white flashes. Okay. One thing I want to point out is the sky. It could be the camera refocusing, but you can almost see in this area that there's some sort of color change. Watch one more time. So as this goes boom, this area, it looks like, is raised from the ground. Reminds me of Tianjin. Watch right here. It almost looks much bigger than what the actual factory was. You would think that it would be a much smaller centered, but it looks like it almost started almost like a square, like a grid. One thing I thought of too is how it was so square. At the different angles you look at it, it's almost like somebody has a space stamp with a microwave and just went Ch. I think about Paradise. I think about those ships. I think about a lot of different things with this.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
So in that scene you're showing there, I analyzed not that similar view. It was a different view, but the same angle where you see that little building underneath the fire, and the fireworks are in the background. What I was able to do, because the angle I had was a little bit to the left of where you're looking, when I analyzed it really slowly, the one thing I noticed, of course, you can see the little white splat, looks like fireworks or whatever that may be popping off in the background, but where the actual explosion happens is not right there. It's actually a little, in the video you were showing, it's a little closer towards you, probably by, I'm estimating 300 feet, maybe more, because it's definitely offset where the center of that explosion happens. This is the video, the one you're showing. I know I'm delayed. That's the one I analyzed. And if you zoom in on it, you can actually look at where the center of the explosion is. It is towards the camera and to the right a little bit from where the actual fire was.
Look at this. Wow, look at that shot. And then look at that building right next to it. Just, I'm sure that's just cleaned out. In fact, I'm wondering, yeah, nobody stood up after it. Almost all the shots. I want to see what happened to that building after it happened. So here you go. Look at those buildings. They're instantly crumbled. See, here's the thing, too. We're going to see if however many of these people, we have no idea what the end result of this is going to be, because we don't know if it did have any sort of chemicals or if this, did have something there. Pulled these stills from your video. Pretty striking. Praying for as few casualties as possible. This is a look at that. I mean, there's no joking around about this thing. Like, look at the red. She's just it in some sort of way, it is almost makes an eye right here. Gosh, look at, what does that look like? And then, people are asking, like, who would do this? Well, I'll show you right here. It says Israel denies responsibility for massive blast in Beirut. Of course they do. Is it not like the daily that something huge happens there or there and both sides say we didn't do it? I mean, this is like, it's almost like third grade, you know, like somebody steals a cookie and then they go over and steal the thing back and nope, I didn't do it. When they both sides know who did it. You know, this is a back and forth kind of thing. And I believe there's serious help on both sides. Who knows? We could have had a part of this. The powerful blast that occurred near the center of the Lebanese capital and left many people injured has already been described as a, quote, national disaster akin to Hiroshima by the city's governor. Can I just ask you guys, why do you think that the city's governor put that wording? A national disaster akin to Hiroshima, and said national. So again, how far is this going to stretch? Was there radiation in this? Is it going to hurt the entire city? Is it going to hurt them nationally? Why would he say that? Or is he knowing of what is to come? It says, it has nothing to do with the massive explosion that rocked Beirut on August 4th, the country's parliamentary TV channel has announced. A similar statement was made by an anonymous Israeli official in an interview with Reuters. Well, the country's foreign minister, Gabi Ashkenazi, alleged that the blast was likely an accident caused by a fire. But, you know, a national one that's akin to Hiroshima. Sure, buddies. At the same time, a representative for the Defense Forces is inclined to comment on the cause of the explosion, specifically on allegations that could be behind it. Now, again, if you're new to this show, I do say some things a little bit differently because we're not fighting people, we're fighting algorithms. So with that kept in mind, remember, there's always something on the screen that shows what I'm saying. We do not comment on foreign media reports, says the IDF spokesperson. So they're saying we're not making a comment here. The Lebanon-based group Hezbollah has also denied allegations that the explosion was a result of a missile attack. Now, I don't think with all of the camera angles that if it was a physical item that hit, I think it would have had to been from a sub or something that came out of the water and went right in. It is right on the water. If you've seen some of the new technology they have these torpedoes that basically go out of the water, then fly above, and they're very low. So I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a local there saying, I saw something whiz by me, I heard a whistling. This in the next couple days, if somebody said that something flew by them, or they saw a low-flying plane or a low-flying jet right before this happened, I bet that might pop up on Twitter, because that would be something from the water, a submarine that shot something that was extremely low. I mean, you're talking about these weapons can literally, they have the map of the actual, geography of the ground, the buildings, everything. They can go 8 feet above the ground and hit their target now. Live updates. Powerful explosion occurs near Beirut's port. Sorry, probably too loud. Lebanon causing significant damages to houses in the nearby area. Powerful explosion has taken place near the port of Beirut. Lebanon, Sputnik correspondent. The blast was so powerful that the windows of surrounding houses and shops were destroyed kilometers away from the epicenter. So this is miles away. Numerous photos and videos of the explosion, as well as white plumes of smoke rising above the buildings, have emerged on social media platforms. It says unconfirmed reports, various correspondents suggest that Lebanon's capital was rocked by 2 explosions, with one of them taking place in the port and the other near former Prime Minister Saad Harari's residence in the city center. Okay, do you guys hear what that says? That is saying that right now, there very well could have been 2 at the same time. Initial reports says that this is just an accident. Other reports say this was coordinated and it was multiple. So we will see what's going on. Again, we just got breaking news that the U.S. Embassy was told to wear masks, like not CV masks, like chemical masks because there may be chemicals in the air. That is coming straight from a verifiable source. We will link it on marfooglenews.com. Remember, if you did join late, you can go to our website and find all of these videos on the threads. Make sure to follow Dex on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Marfoogle. Again, just type in the @ Marfoogle on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, open one up because we will be sharing a lot of things there that we can't share on any other platform, at least until we get knocked off. And let's also remind you guys, EMP, just want to show you a Twitter real quick before we move on. I would say that now is the time to protect yourself. You can at least protect yourself against, having all of your devices fried, your car fried, your solar system, your ham radio. Again, everybody should be looking at EMP Shield. If the entire country had this, I think we'd be in a much better shape. EMP has actually not only worked with DHS, DOD, but now is officially a part of the DEMSO team protecting the Texas grid. So these are no joke. This is one of the most respected companies in protecting against an electromagnetic pulse and a coronal mass ejection, and you can get it straight through us. Not only that, you can get a huge discount. You guys, at this point, I shouldn't have to tell you why. So, marfooglenews.com/EMP. Thank you guys for your support. Again, I think we're running out of time. We need to get big fast.
Feed the haters to the alligators. Your way or the highway, see you later. BOD is the homie and Mr. Vader. If it wasn't for you, I would never made it. Whole city's covered by the cremated. Now they listen to what we were saying. Doesn't matter if the manufacturer or created. But now,